before we get to 2010, tell us a little bit more about Parker Griffith. He doesn't seem to like anything that the Democrats have done this year.
Well, the problem that the Democratic Party has, and it really is their Achilles heel going into 2010, is that they took power in the House and the Senate, but mainly in the House, by electing moderates and conservatives from moderates and conservative districts. And then these folks go back to Washington and vote with the rest of the Democrats to organize the House and put Pelosi and Reid and Charlie Rangel and other radicals in power. And the problem is that these members themselves aren't very happy with that, and the districts certainly aren't happy with it. And the whole premise of these congressmen, which is vote for the man or the woman, not the party. Vote for me because I'm a moderate, I'm a conservative. Don't worry that I'm a Democrat or Republican. Vote for me, the man or the woman. And that's wrong, because in the last analysis, when they twist the arms, they fall in line and they vote the way they're told. Yeah. There really is only two kinds of congressmen, a Democrat and a Republican. And the shades of difference that used to exist don't exist anymore, because they vote as two-party monoliths. And I think that what Griffin is doing is understanding that, and understanding that the voters of his district are not going to buy the idea that he's a different kind of Democrat, because they don't think there is such a thing anymore, and they're right.
South Alabama's won heavily for McCain, and you think, and you know, as the numbers go heavily to the Democrats, but the fact that he cited the health care legislation almost line by line, you picked that up as significant, Dick.
Yeah, I do. I think that the Democrats are lining up and taking their poison pill with their Kool-Aid, and this is a guy that stepped out of line and said, I'm not going to drink it. And I think you're going to see others that are going to do that. Remember, there are 81 Democratic congressmen from districts that John McCain carried, even as he was losing to Barack Obama. And about 20 of those are freshmen. And the Republicans need 40 seats to win back control. And I think that those seats, which were for the most part won by moderates and conservatives, are going to go Republican.
Sure. Hey, Dick, stay right there. When we come back, more with you, we're going to talk about this. Democrats can see the...
And Democrats are one step closer to passing the health care bill, despite the opposition from a majority of Americans. But a new national poll shows now a 6-point jump in support of the bill.
Are Americans changing their minds? We're back with former Clinton advisor and Fox News contributor Dick Morris, who's got a great book out this holiday season. It's called Catastrophe. Dick, what do you make of the fact that the polls have shifted up 6? Are people taking a liking to this?
Well, I think that as this bill approaches final passage, you're going to see an uptick in its numbers because there'll be this whole warm, fuzzy feeling about, oh, now we finally passed universal health care and so on and so on. But I think that's going to last a few days after final passage, because if there is final passage, because then the young people are going to start to have to write out $750 checks, and people are going to get notices of premium increases, and the elderly are going to find their Medicare Advantage programs canceled, and those harms will kick in well before any of the supposed benefits arrive. See, the thing they did is they took 10 years of spending, 10 years of taxing, and 6 years of spending.
Clever.
So for 4 years, you just get bad news. And they did that so over the 10 years it would be deficit neutral. But let's not pass this thing so fast. There's going to be a strong effort by the left to put stuff back in this bill that was taken out in the Senate.
Like the public option?
Public option, Medicare buy-in. The House finances this bill by a surtax on the income tax of 5%. They're going to want to keep that in. The abortion provision is going to lead to a big fight. And you're going to see the left trying to get in the back door of the conference committee the stuff that got knocked out on the floor of the House and the Senate.
Dick, it seems to me...
And that's going to be a big deal.
It seems to me if you were in communications with the House Republicans or the Senate Republicans, you would just have a press conference. For your information, in this 2,000-page bill, there's going to be Medicare. There's going to be a Medicare Advisory Board. For your information, there's going to be health care exchanges, which many Democrats are on the record saying is like a way of getting into a public option and a way of getting government control over insurance. It doesn't seem like, I see the Republicans being angry, but I haven't seen a simple line-by-line what this 2,000 pages will mean for the average person.
It's hard because it's just been printed. And many of the details I don't know, and many of the members don't know. The medical
But they're going to
advisory,
vote for it anyway.
They're going to vote against it or for it. That's right. The Medicare Advisory Board you speak about is a particularly dangerous thing because it's going to set up for Medicare only, for the elderly only, protocols and standards of care where they're going to be saying, no, you can't give this person a hip replacement. They're too old. And no, you can't treat this person with colon cancer with the best drug available. I know it increases the chance of his dying, but it's beyond the cost parameters that we're prepared to allow. And this will be done by this federal board, which is really the death panel that Sarah Palin was talking about. That's an oversimplification, but the basic concept isn't far wrong.
Dick Morris, thanks so much for joining us this morning to talk